You know, it's my fault because I keep trying to like attribute sanity where there is absolutely none. So that's on me. I should know better when it comes to Ethan. Sorry, I have to interrupt this Norm Finkelstein broadcast for a moment because I just saw this. Hey, so just really quick. YouTube creator iDubbbz reveals that Ethan Klein lied about dropping his lawsuit against him and now has received an upcoming court date. Ethan previously confirmed he would drop the lawsuit after receiving significant backlash online and an apology from iDubbbz. I am shocked that the guy who has been caught lying 500 times would lie again. I am personally, I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
Yes, I do have important news. I'm going to try to be as candid about this as possible. I have my points written down in front of me. So here is the news. Here's the important news. Number one, Ethan Klein has not dropped the lawsuit. Number two, we've been actively dealing with it for the past couple of months. Number three, I'm bringing it up now because now we have court dates, basically. And so, you know, it's becoming a lot more real. I'm not particularly surprised, but I am disappointed.
So, like, what's the calculus look like for Ethan Klein exactly? I made this guy make a video apologizing to me. He made the video and it was incredibly earnest, so earnest that I replied to it with, "Hi, Ian. I appreciate the thoughtful apology. It means a lot. I've instructed my attorneys to drop the lawsuit entirely." And then you're going to proceed with the lawsuit anyways? Question mark, question mark, question mark? What? So there's a couple things I want to talk about here. There's no calculus. He's just doing this to waste iDubbbz's time and money. He doesn't care about winning. He cares about wasting Ian's time and money. But like, your image as a content creator is more important than the destruction of someone else's image. I mean, in general, you shouldn't like, everyone should abide by those rules because it makes your life better. You shouldn't do things that just make other people's lives worse for no reason. Ideally, you do things that make your life better. What the f*** is going on? You think Ethan is hurting for money? I mean, I don't even know how much money he would be getting in Canada court. I just don't know enough about Canada. I know that like American courts tend to be a little bit crazier with the payouts than Canadian court. So it has to just be like a vengefulness, right? But like, you're really going to live out the idiom? What is it like? Holding a grudge is like drinking poison and expecting it to impact the other person or whatever. Like, this is just, this hurts you more than it hurts him. I don't even understand. I mean, at this point, Ethan has enough money scrolled away that I don't think he really cares about his self-image anymore. I completely disagree. Point in case, Asmongold. Money doesn't have to be an issue for someone to care about their image and their reputation. In fact, I would argue that usually people with a lot of money, the only thing that they care about is their image and reputation. Because it's all that like you have that you can't have. Look at Musk. Elon Musk is another great example of like, he has more money than he knows what to do with. And he's just so addicted to trying to get people to like him. But unfortunately, he's such an unlikable piece of shit that he can't do it. So he just keeps throwing himself out. He keeps throwing himself out there and failing and failing and failing. He can't let Ian go. Suing him is the only way he can stay in his life. So yeah, I see a lot of people, we'll talk about it in 1 second. I'm just like breaking this down piece by piece. I see a lot of people being like, he's going to use the apology against him, but that's not, from my brief understanding, that's not how Canada court works. It's not like the United States, where in the United States, apologizing can be an admission of guilt, but American courts and like American lawyers are sort of expected to do this like show and dance. And my very brief understanding is that Canadian court is very different. And that an apology shows like remorse, which means that like judges are generally kinder to you and more likely to like let you off the hook and say, okay, well, this is clearly not malicious intent if you were open to trying to right the wrongs or whatever. Again, also it has its, I'm sure, yeah, it depends on the province. I'm sure that there's different provinces and whatever. I don't know if it's I'm not sure about all of the details. I'm not going to pretend to be an internet lawyer. So I don't think it's that. I think he's just like, well, watch the clip. I think he's just like being a freak as per usual. Oh, wait, we didn't even finish watching the clip. Sorry, really fast, just so people don't keep bringing it up. Or not so people don't keep bringing it up, so that people bringing it up don't have to keep bringing it up. Ethan joked about not dropping the lawsuit against iDubbbz and said he could use Ian's apology.
I think so far so good. I'm feeling that I like the admission he's made here. If I was still suing it, that would be a problem for him, but I'm not. I mean, but I'm not. Right? That'd be pretty wild if I was just like, psych, and now I'm adding this to the complaint.
Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Just one more lawsuit and the reputation won't be dirt, bro. Just one more and it won't be dirt, bro. Ha 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 ha. As I said at Denims, I already saw that clip and what I said doesn't change anything. If I said, well, you said that you smell like farts, so I get to get $1 million. Me saying it doesn't make it true. Hello? If he says, now I get to use this, it doesn't make it true. Canada court is not going to be 1-to-1 U.S. court. Him saying it doesn't mean anything. He said he was going to win his lawsuit against me. I'm surprised you're still listening to everything Ethan Klein is saying with regard to the law, considering how wrong he was with me. Maybe consider that he lies all the time. Just as an idea, just really quickly, maybe, as a suggestion. It's capped at $500,000 Canadian. Maybe he's trying to make back his losses. On that note, is he still appealing? I mean, as far as I know, he's still appealing. There hasn't been any filing yet, but I think the filing, he has like 2 weeks or something to file the appeal. I think he knows it won't better his reputation. This is just narcissistic retaliation for his hurt ego and public image. I just don't understand. Oh, sorry, we'll get back to this.
There really isn't much else I can say about the matter right now.
Sorry, really quickly. I would be a great co-host as an idea. Please consider this as my official application to be your co-host. What? What did you say? What? I didn't hear that. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. Keep going.
Because, you know, it's legal. It's legal. So, yeah, we're going to keep pushing on. That doesn't change anything here. For the rest of the stream, I am going to be doing what we normally do. So, yeah, that is it. I'm not going to be answering any questions in chat related to it. But there you go. I didn't even make you guys wait too long. Congratulations.
All that matters is the extremely fragile ego. They're going to twist reality to suit their self-soothing and self-victimization. I'm just kind of in awe that Moist Critical made that whole video basically talking about how, like, no one should be supporting these random-ass lawsuits. And yeah, whatever, iDubbbz's stream was disrespectful, which, like, I'm not going to bother getting into it. I think it's insane that, like, Ethan can spend all day and all night defaming or harassing or whatever word you want to use, like sitting there and talking about Ian's sex life and Anissa's sex life and then accusing her of being a pedophile and then being like, oh, not even an apology, not a my bad, just oh, I'm getting word this isn't the case. All right, I'll delete the other story. Like, that he can engage in such reckless, unbelievable behavior. And then anytime anyone else is making a joke about him and saying, hey, because again, the entire reason that iDubbbz did that segment was to say, look at how little smoke Ethan has for people like, or sorry, for specifically Destiny. If this was anyone else, if anyone else had typed out this message and had done a stream saying the stuff that this guy had said, he would have filed 40 lawsuits. And then he sued him. It's like, so yeah, sorry, just to say, I Moist Critical has made an entire video explaining how you're an insane person and then you decide to double down and be an even more insane person. Is just insane. I just don't have words. I don't have words. I feel like this stunt will not endear Ethan Klein to the courts. I also feel like this, I mean, again, I don't know enough about Canadian court. I think most people in here probably, unless you're Canadian and you specialize in Canadian law, I think most people probably also don't know. But I can't imagine a judge would be very happy to see someone say, yeah, as long as you apologize, you know, I'm willing to drop the lawsuit. As long as you apologize, I'm willing to drop it. And then you say, that was a good enough apology. I'm going to drop everything. I'm going to tell my lawyers to drop everything. And then you don't? Oh my God. I also can't imagine a judge would be happy to see someone say, I will never stop harassing you and Anissa. I will never be done with you. Yeah. So the liar lied. What else did he lie about? Was he lying when he denied Epstein's claim? Oh wait, he never actually denied it. Well, don't worry about it, okay? Don't worry about it. Just don't look too deep into it, okay? Oh, I saw this as well. I talked about it a little bit, but this is just a separate thing. Good to know that they're still doing what they do. Good to know that the H3 show is still like a fun experience. Girl with a Microphone wraps up the episode they just did about a 14-year-old girl who was groomed and murdered by describing it as a tight, little, and full episode. This is about David. They did an episode about David. There was nothing else in the episode. And this is how they signed off on the episode. This is the woman who claims to be the only true feminist standing up to misogynists.
Well, that's a nice, tight little episode. Tight little fuckable episode. Ethan has stuff to do.
Okay. You know, I personally would not use those words to describe an episode about a girl who was murdered, and that's just personally I would. And honestly, listen, I don't think comedy is illegal. If she was talking about, like, if they did an episode on, I don't know. Honestly, they could have done an episode on the Israel lady who's like, let me just fix my pants. Let me sit with my knees up and separated. And she was like, that's a nice, tight, fuckable episode. I would have thought it was kind of funny. I would have been like, that's a little funny, actually. But maybe not on the episode about a girl who was groomed and murdered. I don't know. That seems insane. I don't know. Yeah, and then they were making weird jokes about Celeste, and I don't even want to repeat that stuff. I can't. They called her Crazy Bee and had it coming when they learned she was bipolar. I don't like that. Isn't it funny that, like, they try to moral high ground and be like, we don't even call women bitches, except sometimes we do. It's like, do you really think that's the most important thing to not do when it comes to misogyny? That's like one of the least important things to do or not do. Yeah, unless he's talking about me. If he's talking about me, then that word comes out. Then he ripped it. Then it's fine to do. That's a vile human. What a vile bitch. Caroline said that this lady spends her days shitting on Hassan's misogyny and playing the true feminist. What the dude? If you're gonna pretend to be like a feminist or whatever, I don't know, maybe don't do whatever the this is. Maybe, I don't know, call out. If you're claiming to be the one true feminist, why don't you, like, call out your boss describing a random woman as a prostitute? Like, at least I don't pretend to be, like, the one true dog defender or something. If you're gonna pretend to be, like, the biggest feminist ever, have some morals on that. So bizarre. It's rich because it's always crickets for anything Ethan does. If you say that you're the one true anything, it never works. Look at OTK. We're not misogynistic unless it's about Denims or Anissa or Frogan or this random woman at a poker tournament or this victim of a terror attack or this child victim of murder. But other than that, we're feminists. Other than all of the fucking sluts that we hate, we're feminists outside of that. Oh, you were right, by the way. Apologies do help in Canadian court. Factors that courts will consider when assessing damages for defamation include the nature and the seriousness of the defamation, the mode and extent of publication, impact on plaintiff defendant's conduct through to the end of trial, and whether the defendant has apologized. Yeah, like I said, I mean, I only did like the bare minimum. And so my understanding is not perfect. I'm not going to pretend to be like an expert in Canadian defamation law, but it's different from the United States, where in the United States, apologies are very questionable because then they get used as, admission of guilt and whatever. In Canadian court, there's a lot more deference to the law and like being reasonable and not wasting the court's fucking time. So the more remorse or whatever, the more it's like, okay, can we move on? Clearly the harm is minimal. Clearly okay, great. Can we move on? So I just don't. That's why the way that I'm thinking about it and looking at it is like, what exactly is the play here? Hey, I'm going to drop it. Thank you for giving a heartfelt apology. Just kidding. I'm not going to drop it. What? Did you guys see this is sort of off topic, but on topic? The delusion from the remaining H3 fans being like, Noah Samson should be thanking Ethan for being forgiving and dropping the lawsuit. It's like, it's clear Ethan has turned over a new leaf after his good friend Oliver died. And so he should be a little bit more thankful. Okay. He's moving on from all these lawsuits other than that vile bitch Denims. So like Noah should be saying thank you. And everyone else should be saying thank you too for the fact that he's being so merciful. Doesn't drop the Ian lawsuit. Okay. Did you even say please once, Mr. Jawanski? Crazy level of imagination on their part. I guess that was a fucking lie. I do think it's a little bit funny I guess just funny that Ethan has stopped talking about me completely. I've become sort of like a boogeyman. That bitch of a person is still a funny turn of phrase. It is still funny. Yeah, I'm like, she who shall not be named. Yeah, I really don't understand. I don't understand what the fuck this is. This other YouTuber, I guess, also commented on this and said, I always thought there was something inherently disingenuous as an American going after a court case in another country that wouldn't have legs in your own country. If Ian had streamed in New York, Ethan wouldn't have a case. Why did he admit that? Why did he say that and say, well, also, I'm not suing Destiny because I have a weaker case because it's in the US. Why did he say that? I just, it's my fault because I keep trying to like attribute sanity where there is absolutely none. So that's on me. I should know better when it comes to Ethan. There is no sanity. Some might say the Marlboros are gone, people. They're gone. Some might say that. Me? No, I wouldn't say that. But some, they would say that. I'm just reading through some of these just for my own personal entertainment. It's infinitely more embarrassing than if he hadn't said that he would drop the law. Why did he say that if he knew he wasn't going to drop it? It's hilarious too because this is the one that a lot of his own fans, orbiters, and leeches thought was so fucking stupid. That's true. I forgot. Nicholas Eat Oreo was saying it was not a good lawsuit and it made no sense. Can you imagine a Moist Critical update? We're not going to get a Moist Critical update, but can you imagine one? Is he trying to use iDubbbz apology as an admission of guilt, even though iDubbbz didn't admit anything? From my brief understanding, I am not a lawyer in Canada. Canadian law and American law treat apologies very differently. And American law tends to use apologies as an admission of guilt, and Canadian law actually tends to do the opposite. So that the apology is more so I am trying to right any wrongs that occurred, regardless of whether or not I am at fault. So Ethan always finds a way to take the worst possible route to wherever he thinks he's going. Such a gremlin. Apology happened almost a month ago. Noah lawsuit stuff came after. So was he waiting for a more positive outcome from that to make a decision? I think he realized his audience tanked without the drama because his community has been overrun by Destiny orbiters. I wouldn't be surprised if he was just trying to get his numbers back up by having drama to farm. I do think, personally, I think, he did a big, show and dance with that. I'm suing these 3 creators video because he wanted to, pump his numbers up a little bit. And I think he viewed it as like, oh, this is going to be such a good publicity stunt. And then I think after the loss, it was like, also, it's just like, it's like a hot flash and like a pan type of thing where I don't think that those people would stay that would be interested in like, oh my God, he's suing them. And then they would just move on, right? Oh, I've seen this video. The Oliver Tree one. I'm not going to speculate on Oliver Tree, anything Klein. I don't really care about it. I saw the clips of him at the eulogy. I just died of cringe looking at that. I just can't. I can't, dude. I can't. You can go and watch it and tell me if you thought it was a good eulogy on your own time. I'm not watching that shit again. That was like that should be in a cringe compilation. That's how bad it was, dude. Oh shit, I gotta watch this clip. Separate clip. I don't know who this is. All right, just really quickly. You see the clip where Ethan thought the crowd was laughing at his jokes, but they were laughing at a dude that called Ethan a pussy in the crowd? If that's true, that's really funny. That is actually pretty funny. I'm too curious. I have to know. Just for my personal curiosity. Your hair looks really nice today. Thank you! Thank you for noticing. I spent so long trying to get it to look good. Okay? Thank you. I spent like a whole fucking 40 minutes on my bangs just trying to get them to look how I want them to look. And they finally, today, they looked how I wanted them to look. So thank you. And I was going to pull up, I just want to see what the cope is. Is that okay? Is that illegal to just see what the cope is on the H3 subreddit? Or is this one of those things that the second anyone posts it immediately gets deleted? Ah, okay. No one wants to talk about it. Okay. Just went to the H3 subreddit to see. Sorted by new. Something about Kate. Something else. WNBA alert. Bald off. AB. Something else. Some tattoo. Okay, and then this is too long ago. No post. If you were posturing the entire time and saying that, like, yeah, no, Ethan, he's such a good guy. He's really changed. I think a friend of his passing has really put into perspective the things that matter, and I think he's changed a lot, and he doesn't want to pursue silly lawsuits anymore. And then he's still pursuing the lawsuit. Yeah, I would understand being like, let's just not talk about this, actually. I don't want to talk about this, actually. Thank you for letting me know, Evie Sprinkle. I checked, it's like the conservative subreddit. It's just literal crickets. Dude, the conservative subreddit is so fun. It's kind of got the same vibe. If you go to our conservative, there's always people in there being like, so Trump made things worse. Can someone please explain to me how this Trump policy that makes our lives worse actually secretly makes it better? ? And then there's like 30 replies being like, this just can't be right. This has got to be fake news. And then there's like a couple people in there being like, no, the Democrats made him do that somehow. And then there's a couple people being like, you eat shit and die. You will live in a cave, or sorry, you will live in like a 20 square foot apartment. You will own nothing. You will eat the bugs and you will be happy. I'm tired of entitled pricks like you expecting the president to make your life better, you know? Oh, I see. The higher gas prices are actually a good thing. Okay. The Reagan conservative flares go hard as f- These people are legitimately insane. That's pretty funny. Stop. I'm going to watch this on my own. Mario, stop. That's really funny. I didn't see this. Crew points out audiences laughing at a random person in the crowd calling Ethan a pussy and not on it as his joke. Stop. I can't. I'm not legally allowed to have that much fun on my stream. Okay? You understand? This is a no fun broadcast. Ever. All right? Ever. No, can we please? It's very funny. Okay, sure.
Somebody who was there in attendance posted some footage on the subreddit just now from the perspective of the audience.
Okay, gotta mic the audience. Let's see. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. This shit's gonna go hard. I bet that guy's gonna glaze me right now. Fuck yeah.
I put a little bit of his ashes on there. I hope you guys don't mind. I helped my...
I understand what the goal was with the ashes joke, but like, I don't know, man. It's weird.
Myself to the urn.
Maybe like just like the wrong person is delivering that joke. I don't know who would be the right person to deliver like I smoked some. Maybe like Snoop Dogg making that joke would be funny. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe just the person saying the joke needs to be funny. Because like I wouldn't make a joke like that because I don't think I would deliver it well. Okay, I don't have the comedic talent to be able to deliver a joke and do that type of joke. I feel like you should go for the softball ones when you're not like a practiced comedian that like does stand up.
That's like a pretty good response, healthy response. Little oohs, some chuckles. That's good, right?
Gasps.
That's the gasps. Yeah, that lady was perfect. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe he said that, but it's funny. She's the best. By if you are watching or know who that is, please contact me.
You're hired.
Oh, don't smoke human remains.
Pussy.
No, stop. That's illegal. That's illegal. That's defamation. That is defamation of the highest order. You know, that guy is going to get fucking 10 lawsuits. They're going to pull up his Instagram. They're going to fucking get this guy. That is rough. Dude, stop. Dude, stop. Stop. You can't do that. That's illegal. It's illegal to be mean to Ethan Klein, okay? He's gonna do like another 17 videos. He's gonna find this guy's identity and sue him. That's antiseptic, dude.
Wait, they're laughing at him yelling pussy?
The delay of processing.
So the truth comes out. But
You know, I think that actually I changed my mind. The people in the audience, they're reacting to that content, dude. They are reacting. That guy just transformed his bit. That was transformative. You can trust me. I'm the fairies queen, so you can actually trust me.
I'm trying to be a hater, Ethan. I think you did it so wonderfully.
I don't think they're
so
laughing
funny.
at him saying pussy. Why is that?
So true, King. Keep coping. Mm-hmm. They're not laughing at me. They're laughing with me.
Timing would say otherwise, but
Pussy.
Okay, low key. I've only seen like 2 clips from that chick. I think her name is Tomorrow or whatever, but I feel like the only clips I've seen of her have been of her shitting on Ethan. I know he hates her ass. That is a joke for legal purposes, not actually for legal purposes. Dude, why is there that? There's like a clip of her being like, Ethan Klein would find a way to make a weird joke about children here or something like that. So there's so many clips of her saying shit like that. It's so insane. Oh, okay, continuing.
No, they're not laughing at him.
No, they're not laughing at him. They're laughing at a secret third thing. There was actually like there was a secret third angle where a guy sat on a whoopee cushion, and that's why everyone just started laughing really hard. That's actually why. That was actually, yeah, no. No. It's giving the SpongeBob movie. So you're saying the microphone is on and everything I say is getting amplified into the audience?
Maybe some people sitting around him.
Oh, it's that like Ethan's comedy is like so highbrow that for the average person to understand the comedy, it's like it takes them a couple seconds. And that's why the audience took so long to laugh at his joke. Because like if you think about it, you have to have a pretty high IQ to understand Rick and Morty. And you have to have a pretty high IQ to understand the Ethan Klein broadcast, I think. Yeah. So the people who laughed immediately, those are the really smart people who watch Rick and Morty. And the people who had a delayed laughter, they were like, oh, I get it, because it's an urn and the ashes and the smoking and that's actually what happened. So sorry that you guys are so stupid you didn't understand that. It was obviously delayed laughter. It was definitely not that people immediately laughed really hard when that one guy said pussy.
But if you go back to this, you can't hear him at all. They're obviously laughing at my comedic timing.
Don't smoke human remains.
Right? Oh, you can't
Oh,
barely.
you can't hear?
It's all Austin McBroom type of thing, eh?
Well, if you look at this angle, it doesn't happen except as long as you ignore when it happens.
Stop!
Stop! Oh, don't smoke human remains.
I can hear it.
This guy calls me the cell phone queen. This guy. You know, one thing I'm going to say that I was kind of annoyed at was that I guess, let me pull it up. In my video, the most recent video that I made on winning the lawsuit, I put a little Easter egg at the end, but a lot of people stopped right before the Easter egg. So many people didn't see the Easter egg. But at the very end, there was this bit. All right, bye.
Denims, the queen of self-owning, you prevail again.
You prevail again. I was sad. So many people. The ending was too long. That was my bad. I should have made the ending shorter so that people would see the little Easter egg that I put in there. But okay, there's.
I just don't know why people laugh at it because it's not funny. I was.
See, I get why people would laugh at what I was saying because I'm obviously funny. Isn't that right? My paid friends. Why aren't you guys laughing? I pressed the laugh button. You don't see the giant sign that says "Laugh now" at Ethan Klein's jokes? Laugh, goddammit. What do you think I fucking pay you for? To be my friend. Exactly. Now laugh. So I don't, like, my jokes are always funny. I don't understand why they were laughing at that guy's joke. Like, that wasn't funny. I'm not a pussy. I'm not. Girl with a microphone, can you call them sexist already? Can you say that it's a misogynistic joke? Please? Right before we talk about your tight little fuckable episode and your words?
Being funny, he wasn't. So that's why I thought that. And
The
I still think
sadness
that.
and
Thank you.
disappointment in his
Mike the
voice.
audience.
Palpable. Dude, the clippers are crazy. Why would you... Ending the clip on the cough is diabolical, man. Anyways. Oh. This was the original thread, by the way. Half the comments respecting moving on and half of them wanting him to go further, by the way.
Are you really critiquing comedy at a memorial?
No, I'm critiquing this guy who can't take a joke and can't take being called a pussy. All right, it's very different, you fucking idiot. Take as much time as you need to understand what I just said. Ethan's a good man. He's way too nice. Oh, God. Fucker got off easy. But whatever. On with life. These people are, like, so sad. Oh, my God. Jesus. Christ. Also, is what I read true that his team can't do their own streaming or video making because it takes away from Ethan's content? No, I just saw that they can't collab with each other. Like the crewmates, there was like 2 clips from 2 people on his show that were like, no, we can't do any collabs together. We're not allowed to, which is interesting. Thankfully, that's an industry standard across the board. That's why March isn't allowed to stream anything anywhere with anyone. Right? That's how that works. I also didn't understand the Taco Bell thing. There was one of the guys there. And I would say, like, the guy that I don't even dislike that guy. Sorry, I have a positive predisposition to gamers, unfortunately, because I'm mentally ill, I guess. So in general, if someone's a gamer, I'm like, okay, I like you now. Or I don't immediately dislike you. And he was like, I can't get Taco Bell on my stream because that's an H3 thing. There's got to be like some, is it like a specific Taco Bell thing that they do or something? I don't fucking know. Surely he wasn't saying I can't get Taco Bell, period, and eat it and do like a bit where I'm like, I'm trying a bunch of different Taco Bell. Like, it's got to be like something more than that or something. I don't know. I don't understand. It was the lettuce diarrhea thing. I just feel like if you run like a broadcast and you run like a show, people care about you. Like, if me and every single other person that's like friends with Hassan did streams together, that wouldn't impact Hassan's viewership because people want to go and see what Hassan has to say and what Hassan has to do. So whether or not like I was collabing with Caroline would not impact him, or if I was collabing with Mike or something, that wouldn't impact Hassan, because I feel like if you like a creator, you don't care that other people that are friends with that person are doing stuff together. You still want to see what your favorite creator is going to do, which is why people will watch like the same exact video over and over and over again, Because they're like, wait, well, I want to see what this person's opinion of this video is. Well, I want to see what this reaction is or whatever. But I don't understand. This is fake. This is antiseptic. This is antiseptic. Stop. Fungus finds out Ethan Klein is a bad gamer. Ethan caught on 4K on EverQuest is crazy. He was drinking bottle of alternate adventure over and over. Those are the microtransaction items that double the amount of alternative adventure points you receive. I saw him chug several in a row and then he logged off. Oh my god. That's pretty funny. It's a funny post. Alright, enough of this. Okay, man. Sure, dude. The lawsuit arcs continue, I guess. For the people who missed the beginning of this segment, I'll just replay it.
Yes, I do have important news.
Clip of iDubbbz confirming that Ethan didn't drop the lawsuit and now he has an upcoming court date.
I'm going to try to be as candid about this as possible. I have my points written down in front of me. So here is the news. Here's the important news. Number 1, Ethan Klein has not dropped the lawsuit. Number 2, we've been actively dealing with it for the past couple of months. Number 3, I'm bringing it up now because now we have court dates, basically. And so, you know, it's becoming a lot more real. I'm not particularly surprised, but I am disappointed. There really isn't much else I can say about the matter right now because, you know, it's legal. It's legal. So, yeah, we're going to keep pushing on. That doesn't change anything here. For the rest of the stream, I am going to be doing what we normally do. So, yeah, that is it. I'm not going to be answering any questions in chat related to it. But there you go. I didn't even make you guys wait too long. Congratulations.
H3 Subreddit now is hoping it's a clerical error or that some clerk fucked up. How would a clerk fuck up you telling your lawyers to drop the lawsuit? The cope. Keep on coping. Maybe if they cope hard enough. Maybe with enough copium. Maybe. They're all competing in the delusional Olympics. Stop. Look, they're still here. Look. You should learn to shut the fuck up. Ethan was gracious enough to not drag your lawsuit on until you go bankrupt. You OnlyFans. Oh, look at this. Isn't it shocking that Ethan Klein fans are racist against Arab people? Sand whore. That's a new one. I'm shocked that Ethan Klein fans are racist. Wow. Shocking. The guy who said the fucking Arabs has fans that, don't like Arab people? Whoa, crazy. Unfortunately, that's not what happened. I won. And I beat his bitch ass. I think is what the words you were looking for. But I guess what am I expecting? Am I really expecting anything other than delusion and cope? Oh, Christ.